Yeah, hi.
Hi.
Oh, hey.
Are we all travelers?
Yes, we
Yes.
are.
Obviously.
So I decided to pop this bottle. It's a Chandon since I'm in California, might as well, right?
You need
Oh
to
my
share some.
gosh.
I love
Get
bubbles.
this party started, right?
Can you see me?
I can.
Oh, okay, good.
I fixed the
I mean,
gallery
who
thingy.
asked that? Flavia or Linda?
No.
Neither of you? So AC?
No, for me it's just
Maybe AC,
AC, yeah.
Oh, that's probably me. AC is me.
Oh, I don't see you. No. I'm like, who's asking?
We should play that card game you have.
You have
Vanessa.
to and you have to like show. Yay! We see you now.
Hey,
How are you guys?
good.
Good.
Am I the only one that brought food? I'm the only one being fed here.
You know, I've been
It's
thinking about
12:30
but I was like, let me get on this call.
Flavia, you were saying something?
Oh yeah, it's midnight for me here, so I ate.
Oh, okay. What time is it there now?
12:30, like tomorrow is Friday.
Oh, wow.
She's locked in.
Going on day 7, well now 8.
How are you surviving? Are you talking to yourself yet?
No, I'm doing TikTok. That's how I'm
So we're gonna give it like about 1 more minute to like, allow people to check in, but let's talk. How's your day going? Has any of you gone out at all, or are you all confined at home?
Just to the supermarket, that's it.
Yeah. I wanted to go to the supermarket, but I'm too tired now. I just been home doing nothing. Well, I've been working, so.
Where's everybody from?
Great idea.
New York.
Fun.
New York, Queens, New York.
The Bronx.
San Francisco.
Yay.
New Jersey, but in Barcelona.
Barcelona. And my sister is in Miami, but I don't know what's going on with her computer. She's trying to connect, but I'm not sure what's happening. So we have from the East Coast, the West Coast, Europe, and the South so far.
A little bit of everything.
How is it in Barcelona? You're in Barcelona now?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you guys are really locked in.
Yeah, they're in lockout. They can't leave the house.
Yeah. No, we are very.
How are you guys getting groceries?
That's like the only thing we can use for.
Oh, okay.
Literally just that. But they've really cut down my hours too, so it's like they're not open all day. So, yeah.
Do you have family
I went to the grocery today. Yeah, my cousin. I'm staying with my cousin. Yeah, my cousin, her boyfriend, and their son.
Okay.
Which is why I was saying the baby.
Yeah. So the baby's sleeping right now. Cool.
Let's wake her up.
No.
Unless you're gonna come here and wait while he cries for a few hours, can be my guess.
All right, so I guess it's gonna be us. Yay! So I am gonna start. Welcome. This is the first of many virtual travel parties. I wanted to host this because these times are a little stressful, and I figure, if at least we get to meet online and laugh and drink and eat and talk, and reminiscing on our travels and the happy experiences we have had, at least that can brighten up our day, right? So that's why I wanted to do it, and to keep it positive, because there is so much negativity happening and being shown on social media and in the news, and I'm like, how can I create something that is a little positive and get people out of that mindset thinking about all of the things that are happening? So that's why I created this. So I recently went to Jordan. So this is the whole story.
Oh gosh.
She's gonna have to redo that trip.
Oh,
Yeah, no, I bet. Oh, that's so
So
sad.
I was supposed to go with a group from here, from Stanford University, because they wanted to plan um, an activity that is called Dead to Red, where they run from the Dead Sea to the Red Sea. And as you run from that, you do that relay race, you raise funds for a program that does after school sports activities for refugee girls. So I thought this is like an amazing opportunity. I get to travel to a new country and I get to help, refugee girls, which is like things that I like. I like to help the community and I like to connect with young people because I was a high school teacher. So this was like the perfect trip ever. Now, the day before we go on the trip, I purposely chose to buy the flight a little earlier because I wanted to get there earlier and experience other things before the group arrived. As I am about to board the plane, the organizer of the trip says, I am canceling the entire trip. So I highly recommend that you don't go. Now, my sister-in-law, she left from New York and she's already on the plane there. And I'm about to board. So I'm in this conundrum. What am I going to do? Am I going to let her arrive there and be on her own and maybe she comes back, or maybe she continues and does the trip on her own? Or should I just go and meet her there? So I was like, you know what? I really want to go on this trip. I was planning for it for months. So I'm just going to go. So I got on that flight and I said, send her a message. When you get there, don't freak out. I'm coming. So it was a group of 14 people. All other 12 people decided not to go.
Wow.
The guy sent that announcement. So I knew it was going to be just me and her. So we get there. It's so stressful. Luckily, we had already booked the first night, but everything else he canceled. All of the hotel reservations, all of the activities that we were going to do, he canceled everything. So we were here.
Did you get a refund at least?
Well, the thing is that in that program, you pay after you go. You only had to pay a deposit and you pay after the program. So we had only given him a deposit. So first night at the hotel, I get there at midnight. I said, you know what? I don't really feel like planning anything right now because I just flew over 20 something hours from California all the way to Jordan. So we just, let's take it easy. And the next day, we just went to the Four Seasons Hotel and had a delicious brunch and then just scheduled massages. And that's what we did the whole first day. We're like, we don't have time to think about this. So let's just relax. Then in the afternoon, I said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to follow the same schedule that he had. We cannot do the run anymore. So I'm going to skip that and I'm going to plan exactly the same for everything else. So that's what we did. The next day we got up, we call a driver. He charges $30. That's your baby.
Whose baby's up?
My sister's baby.
Oh.
Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. You can hear. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Hi, Delaney. Do you want to introduce yourself? Where are you, Delaney?
Huh?
Where are you right now?
I'm in New York City.
Oh, good. We have a couple of people from New York City. Well, welcome.
Hi, the Bronx here.
Hey, bro.
I was giving a little bit of overview of the Jordan trip. So we ended up exploring downtown, and it was really beautiful. We were able to see the Citadel. We went to they call it the Blue Mosque, but it belongs to King Abdullah, which was like the first king that they had in the 1900s. And then now the person that is currently is actually their grandson, which is King Abdullah II, the second. So that's the current one. And he has been there since 1999. So it belongs to his grandfather, that mosque. So, and it was very beautiful because it had, the top was blue, and, you know, with all the rush of emotions of coming to a new country and not knowing what this coronavirus was going to bring, at least like being in someone else's cultures and church brought like a sense of peace. So that was really nice. We also went to the Roman Colosseum, and then the driver took us to the number one spot in Amman. So if you want to have the best falafel in your life, write this down. The name is called Hashem Restaurant. Even the king has been there. Hashem Restaurant is the number one spot for the best falafel I've ever had personally. And I'm a foodie and I eat a lot. That's the best falafel I've ever had. It was in that place. It was packed. It's in downtown Jordan. In downtown Amman, the capital. Yeah. And they had a lot of stores. We walked all of the streets in downtown. So like for at least 2-3 hours, nonstop, just walking. And like getting to see every store. Jewelry, they have the 21 carats gold jewelry. So that very vibrant kind of gold. And they have beautiful stuff there. We went to Rainbow Street as well. They have murals, they have shisha bars. Anyone here smokes hookah, shisha? No?
Guilty. Also, they call it shisha over there too. Nahile.
Oh, cool. So they have those. They have one of the fanciest restaurants in Amman in that region, also where Rainbow Street is. The next day, we decided to rent a car and drive. Everybody told us, oh, it's super safe to drive. The roads, and it was in fact super safe to drive. The roads were super nice. I was surprised because I didn't know, what to expect. But they had amazing infrastructure when it comes to the roads. So I felt very comfortable driving there. It was 32 Jordanian, which is about like $40 or so for a 1 day per day. So we rented it for a whole week. So it worked out very well. And we went to Petra. I tried camel meat. Have you guys ever had camel meat?
No, how was that?
Can't believe you ate that.
Well, I always like to challenge myself. I try new things. It was actually really good. I'm not even gonna lie.
Does it taste like steak or
all the
something?
meats that I've ever tried, that one has been one of the tastiest meats I've ever had.
Wow.
Yeah.
What do you compare it to, like steak or pork chop?
Well, they had it in
chicken?
kebab form.
Okay.
So it was minced and it has seasonings, but it was really good.
Camel eater.
Very good. And then the next day, I got on a camel. And I'm like, oh wow.
I probably
I had
knew. He was
camel
like,
milk
I know
before.
what you ate.
I wanted to try the camel milk, but they scare me because they say it gets
cleans
you
you
horny.
out.
No, it gets you horny. For the men, it gets you horny. Like,
It cleaned me out for 2 weeks.
so I'm like, I don't want to try something and then,
Yeah.
in the streets here. So I
What
didn't.
happens in Jordan stays in Jordan.
No,
Right.
no. So we went to Petra. We went all the way to, they have about 16 different stops that you can make to take pictures. We went all the way to the last one. It was number 16, which is the monastery. And then we were able to witness.
Who got murdered? Who got murdered?
We were able to witness the sunset there. And it was a very beautiful sunset because you're on top of all the mountains and you could see the mountains in Israel from there, from the top of Petra. So if you go, I highly recommend that you get a mule to go up because it is a lot. And then just walk coming down because you won't be able to be in a mule anyhow. So, and it was really nice. Everybody was super helpful, super welcoming. No one was even talking about coronavirus. It was almost empty because there weren't a lot of tourists. So that was good. And then I woke up the next day and I woke up at 5 to go to Petra again and take pictures with no people.
I would do better.
Blogger. Such a blogger move.
So they told me it opens at 5:30. So I was there at the door at 5:30 and they were like, no, it opens at 6. So I waited outside for half an hour. but I was the first one there. And then there were like two groups of like 3 people and 2 people, bloggers, cameras, you know. And then they took my pictures. I walked down the hallway and it was empty. So I think it was worth it because the day
I would
before
definitely do
it was
that.
packed with people. And at that time, it was like just me and like 3 other people.
Yeah.
Did you get to hang out with any Bedouins when you were in Petra?
Any what?
Bedouins? The people
that live there? Yes. The guy who took us all the way up, he owns mules and he owns also the camels, and he lives there. He lives in a cave inside. He say, I live here since I was born. My whole family has lived here, and yeah, they own stores inside.
Yeah.
But they say no one else is allowed to sleep inside of Petra. Only they are. So there are no hotels inside.
So Petra is like a little city inside.
Yeah.
Well, the city is outside.
So it's like a town.
Yeah, but you cannot go inside Petra and sleep there inside the actual. Once you pass the visitor center, that's it. Like you could go during the day and you could do the night tour as well. But everybody told us, do not do the night tour. Do not do it. It's not worth it. Back in the days, it was worth it, but now like they don't do it as well. So they say don't do it. So we didn't do it. And that's it. Then after that, we witnessed the sunset, like I said. We went up to the treasury to take the famous pictures from the rock on the top, and like you looking down at the treasury. And that place is famous because that's where Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade movies were filmed. If you've seen movies, then you've seen Petra for sure. Yeah. Then it was like a very fast trip kind of thing. The next day we went to Wadi Rum. So that was the desert. You see the division between the red sand desert and the white sand desert. Like you see it, like it's in the middle. You see the division. You're like, how is this even possible? And they showed us baby camels. So they were up to 1 week old. I was like, this is the most adorable thing ever.
Please tell me you took a picture of that.
Of course, videos. It was at nighttime because it was after dinner. They were like, do you guys want to see? I was like, yes, I want to see. So they showed us the ones that compete, like horses running, but camels that compete running. And they showed us the babies 1 week old and then a month old and then like the grown-ups kind of thing. Yeah. And there was no internet. Huh?
Did you upload it?
I haven't uploaded anything. I am the worst.
She's horrible.
I am
horrible.
the
That one,
worst.
just that one.
She went to Hawaii, uploaded 1 picture.
Yeah, I spent almost a month in
Oh my
Egypt.
God.
I put 1 video. That's it. I'm the worst.
How are you supposed to educate us and teach us and motivate us?
That's why I'm trying
This is
to.
why she's doing this. Obviously.
I also
I
just
know.
transferred 25,000 pictures to my Google Drive that I had on my phone, and I'm like, let me try. So I don't lose.
I feel like I have a lot and I only have 13,000.
Yeah. So I have content for years if I want to share.
You should share.
But,
I'm sure they're beautiful.
Maybe I'll need a like I don't know, a marketing manager or something that will help me.
Community manager, yeah.
But in the desert, the landscape was breathtaking. The formation of rocks. They have a river inside the desert. We could barely make it because it was like slippery, so we didn't want to risk it. But they were playing music, and it was just nice going from tent to tent. We didn't sleep in the luxury ones, but we had our own tent, and I slept like a baby. It was a little cool. You could see the sky with so many stars. I've never seen so many stars before. And the food was delicious. They just sit in the middle of the room and like they warm up tea. Everywhere you go is tea, 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 tea. And they give you black tea with cardamom. I don't know if you know that spice. But everywhere you go, so in the desert safari, we stopped, not safari, the desert tour, we stopped, I want to say at least 10, 15 times. And every time we stopped, they offer us tea. At one point, we were like, it's hot in the desert. We don't want any more tea. Yes. So, but if you want to like have a peaceful vacation and just relax and disconnect, Wadi Rum, the desert safari is the best because there is really no access. We had zero internet, zero, not even phone calls, nothing. So luckily nothing happened. No emergencies, and we made it fine. The next day we went to Aqaba. That's all the way in the south of the country, and it is where the Red Sea is. And it's just like a very touristic area. It's usually where the locals go when they want to get away from the city and they just want to be in a resort and like be taken care of. So we stayed at the Hyatt, which was like the newest hotel there, because after we rafted in the desert, we wanted to like something really nice. And yeah, they had beach pools, spas, anything that culture offers, they had it there, but fancier, pretty much.
The Red Sea, is that the sea that Moses divided in half or something?
I'm not
I
sure.
think so. One of those, or the Dead Sea, or is it the red?
No,
I gotta Google it. The red?
I think it's the red.
The Red
Oh,
Sea
yeah.
that Moses divided in half so the people could like escape and stuff. I don't know. It's been a while since I read the Bible.
You're talking to the wrong person when it comes
I'll
to
look it up.
Then we wanted to go to the Dead Sea, which was on the way back to Amman, but there was a sandstorm. So I'm like, do you want to stay here a couple of days, or do you prefer to go to the Dead Sea? And we will be closer to the airport if you want to go back home, because this is when the whole thing with coronavirus started unfolding. And they were talking about the travel ban and that it was going to go into effect on Friday. And it was already Thursday. And I'm like, do you want to go or you want to stay? So at the end, my sister-in-law said, oh, let's go. Like not even half an hour into it. It's intense. So we're like, let's just stop at the gas station and just take a break. The guy at the gas station says, look, 10 kilometers from here is the big storm. Don't even dare to go now because you're going to get caught up. Wait for us, that a bus is coming to pick us up, and follow us. And this way, on your way back.
Oh, somebody looked it up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And the way of,
Yeah.
What is the answer?
The Red Sea.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you that. I was waiting for it to be done.
You see? I
You know in the Bible.
I know my Bible. It was the Red Sea. Now, is that a true story? That's the question.
We will have to find out. So we decided to go, waited at the gas station about an hour, and then we followed this group of men in a bus. And whenever they stop, we stop. When they continue, we continue. And they were so like taking care of us. They were like, do you need anything? Just keep following us, because you couldn't even see the road. It was covered because of the storm by the sand. So he said, when we go on the bus, we clear it for you. So this way you could see the road. If you go on your own and anything happens, like, So we made it safely after about 6 hours. It was supposed to be a 3-hour trip. After 6 hours, we made it safely to the hotel. And that's when my sister-in-law said, I'm going home. She was like, that's it. I can't take it anymore. So I'm like, okay, decide what you want to do and just go home. So she left home the next day at 2:00. She left to the airport, and I stayed. I enjoyed the Red Sea. Then my husband started freaking out. He's like, I don't want you to get stuck there. So my flight was originally through Air France, stopping in Paris. And then they didn't want to give me my money back. They didn't want to reroute me. They were like, all of the flights are full all the way till Tuesday. Not like we can change you. So I bought a brand new flight through Emirates, going to Dubai to come back. The same day that my sister-in-law left. I bought it after she left.
My God.
After she left, I bought it. And I left at 9 p.m. that night. I just drove myself to the airport. When I'm at the airport, Air France sends me a notification. Your flight on Monday was canceled.
Oh, wow.
No.
But if I would have stayed,
You went up and
Can't get there.
Yeah.
At least they got me my money back because they were the ones who canceled, not me. So
Did you get to do the run?
no, they canceled the run. They canceled
They
everything.
can't. I didn't know that. Okay.
They didn't have. They only have one case in Jordan, but they didn't. They were the people that were coming to participate in it. They're tourists. The locals don't participate in it, so they didn't want to risk it by having all of those people coming from other countries together. So they canceled it. Mhm.
Makes sense.
So, but the Dead Sea was amazing. I in the hotel that I was, the guys by the sea, they actually apply and massage. They apply the mud and massage you as they apply it. So I was like, yes, keep going, keep going.
I'm sure there was tapping of field too.
They were doing it with everybody, men, women, young, old. So yeah. And I did what they recommend you not to do, which is do not rub your eyes when you are in the
Oh
water.
my God, no.
I'm like, am I gonna go blind now?
That is the worst. Gosh,
Yes, it is. It is. They
it's
say it's 8 to 9 times. It has 8 to 9 times more salt than a regular like sea. So imagine how dense it is. Like it feels thick, like it feels oily. It feels like what? This is not even water.
It's
What
thick,
is this?
I didn't know about that when I went, and I literally like took the water on my face and rubbed my eyes, and I wanted to die. Like I'm like, am I gonna die now? It's terrible. It's
I
really
came out like without seeing. Like as long as I get to the towel, I'll be fine. So I can clean myself.
So it's not a good idea to shave before going to the Dead Sea because that's gonna burn.
No.
It's gonna burn like hell.
And then
Okay.
when you put the mud, you have to let yourself dry. So they have seats for you to dry yourself, and then you go in the water again and you like take it off. Kind of thing. Yeah.
Sounds like quite an adventure.
I have a challenge for you.
Adventure. And I don't regret any of it. Like I will do it all over again if I had to, because I like those kind of adventures. I live to tell it, the story.
And you should live to show it. So I got a challenge for you. Okay.
Yes.
5 to 10 pictures for every trip going forward.
I agree. You got my vote. I vote yes.
So
pictures out of the 10 million that I took.
At least one per day. Like, come on.
I agree. And put some facts under it, some stories. Don't just post be like, hey, camel. Do something.
That is precisely why I don't post. Because I'm like, so much.
Yeah, your captions are good. I get lazy. I just put some words, an emoji.
I'm like, who's speaking? Oh, Flavia.
Flavia.
Oh yeah.
You too, Flavia. You gotta fix your IG.
My what?
That you gotta fix your IG. You follow her?
Yeah, I met her first before I met you.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. New York.
I didn't know that.
For Christmas break.
She's the first person I met from the chat room. You the last one.
Did you guys have any questions about Jordan? About me?
I definitely want to go.
Latino World Travelers.
Definitely be on the list.
So everybody spoke English over there? It wasn't like a language barrier?
There was no language barrier at all. Everybody spoke English. Everywhere.
What did you say that restaurant was called again with the falafel?
Oh, Hashem.
Muffled.
Hashem. Hashem. Hashem Restaurant. And it's in downtown in Amman.
What month did you go? What month was this?
Last week.
Last week.
Last week?
Yes.
When they closed the European border, she was still over there.
Yeah.
Wait, you were still over there?
Yes.
When they closed the border. Trump almost locked you out.
That's why I was like, okay, I'll go back now, unwillingly, against my will.
But when you went, the weather was okay?
It was perfect.
It wasn't too hot because I don't like to melt.
It rained a couple of times, but it was like very light rain. It was in the 60s. So I had a light jacket. And then when we went south, it was in the 80s. And in the Dead Sea, it was in the 80s. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Not
Yeah,
bad.
it was not bad at all. Even in the desert, it was like still cool. So I wasn't feeling like suffocating. It was like, I want to say 65.
And it got chilly at night in the desert, right?
Mm-hmm. But it wasn't chilly like bothersome. It was just
Yeah.
chilly.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have to cover up everywhere you went, like restaurants, or just the mosque? So you had to like cover.
In the mosque, they actually give you something to cover up if you don't bring. So you could cover your head, your hair. Yeah, and it's free.
But like walking down the street, you could just walk. You could wear whatever you want, or no?
They say regular clothing, just don't use V-necks, so you don't show your chest. And try to wear
Your blessings.
loose clothing. Nobody's gonna harass you or touch you, but they will look at you. So if you feel uncomfortable, people looking at you, then dress a little with loose clothing.
That's when you do like a little twirl when they're looking at you. You twirl.
No. But everyone was so hospitable. The person from the non-profit organization, she met us the first night at a bar, and she gave us so many recommendations, and she says, if you need us for anything, let me know. And she's actually from the United States, and she moved there to work in that non-profit. And she said, I love to hear. And she said, I've been here for 3 years and I will not leave for anything in the world. And I'm like, oh, wow.
I can see that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Totally can see that.
But when we went out, we rarely saw women outside, in restaurants, no, in stores, no. So we asked the men, why aren't women around? And they always gave us like a runaround around the answer. They always say,
So
they always say, oh, we're all equal. We actually protect our women. But then when we ask why they're not out, they were like, oh, they want to be at home. They choose to be at home. And I'm like, okay, if that's your interpretation of it, okay.
Woman dry out there?
Can I comment on that? Because I worked with a Jordanian in Kuwait. I worked with a Jordanian girl, and she was the type that would want to stay home. Like so all these perceptions, Western perceptions that I had, like she totally killed them, because like everything she did was by choice. Like the covering up was by choice. Everything was like, it's because I want to. I prefer to live like this, and she doesn't believe in anything else that's not that way of living.
So it was not cultural pressure?
No, it was just like a complete choice. Well, like I mean, I'm sure that culture influenced her, but her mindset is totally embedded in that. Like that's just the way to be. And she was young too. She's younger. She's probably in her early 30s now. When I met her, she was in her mid 20s. And like one day I wore like a dress that to me was like so conservative, and it had like a cut like maybe up to here. And one night she was like, why are you showing so much? Like I was like, dude, Dad, what are you saying? Like it was that serious to her.
Wow.
So yeah, you know, it's kind of like in between. I would say like some women are by choice, some and other are not. And I guess it's all a personal matter of who it is.
Even the people the men that work in the like hotel industry or restaurant industry, they say they will travel to a city, work there for a whole week, like 12 to 14-hour shifts, and then return home for a whole week and not work.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh, that is interesting. Flavia, you said something?
I met a guy.
Oh no,
you can go ahead.
I met a cousin in Peru. He used to do the same thing. Like he would work 2 weeks out of Lima and then go back home 2 weeks. So
yeah. And I
so
met I met an Indian guy in Dubai. He would work for 3 months in Dubai and then go back home to his family. I was like, wow, that's hard. Seeing your family just 4 times in 1 month. I mean, in 1 year.
That's
hard.
That's challenging. But if it works,
Yeah, it worked for his family, but
Mm-hmm.
Not
It's like
bad.
people in the military, where sometimes they're gone 6 months,
Mhm.
a year, and the
Mm.
family, has to. Yeah. So, what are you guys up to tomorrow or this week?
I gotta do
Little
my
more
taxes.
specific.
I gotta do my
I'll
taxes.
have to do that.
I gotta do my taxes too.
We all waiting
Luckily,
till last minute till New York
they
shuts down.
extended it.
They did? Good.
Yeah,
I
they
need-
did. I think it was 90 days or something like that.
We
Nice.
still gotta go before they shut down New York. We can't go anymore.
Before they have no money to give back.
Right. They say
Unless
they
you
got
owe money and then just don't do it.
Yeah. It's crazy.
But I'm trying not to die of boredom these past few days. It's
Have you
hard.
seen the posts that I've been
I
posting?
so enjoy. No,
Did you
but
see the postings that I put in the stories of like all the things that you
Um,
could be doing right now?
I have a list.
No, because
I
you don't
made
send them to
daily
me.
lists.
Oh, I forgot you're not on social media anymore.
Taking a break.
Yeah.
Still, even during this, girl, come on. Like, what are you really doing every day?
I'm trying to focus on my goals that now they're all stopped because of this bullshit.
Well,
They
clearly.
shouldn't stop though.
I was taking belly dance classes because I wanted to be closer to my Arabic roots. So that stopped. And then I wanted to do driving school. That I can't start anymore.
Mhm.
And then what was the other two? I had two more. Damn it. I'm drawing a blank. I'll come back.
Tell them about your DNA test experience.
Oh, mine? All right. So I thought I was going to come out African mixed with some type of Taino Indians because, I'm a proud Latina, this and that. So when I go and take it, no, first my grandmother passes away. And then my dad pulls me aside, tells me, I got to tell you something. So I was like, okay. So he tells me, we're not really Dominicans, we're Arab. I'm like, yeah, right, that's bullshit. He's like, I'm serious, your grandmother is Arab. I was like, I don't believe you. So then that conversation marinated in my head for like months. So I was like, okay, I got to take a test. So I take the test and it comes back that I'm Greek and Arab. So I was like completely shocked. I'm like, where's the African? Where's the Latino? I have like zero Latino in me.
What?
What?
I was
That's
upset.
crazy.
It don't matter. I'm still a proud Latina.
Yeah.
Arab Latina.
So that's why she made it her
You be
mission
like
to
Shakira.
get closer to her culture and learn like belly dance and stuff like
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But it's crazy.
I had one lesson so far and I love it. It's a workout and
One
it's really
lesson and then
hard.
quarantine.
Yeah. I'll finish it later on.
Yeah. That's good though. There are like lots of things, like apps or different people that are doing free classes and things like that. Maybe you could find like a free belly dance class just online.
Oh, that's a good
Mhm.
idea. I know YouTube has a lot of videos also.
Mhm. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's probably free. Everyone's giving. Like I was taking dance classes, and the couple that I was taking like constantly, they're providing free dance classes online, like on IG Live and stuff like that. So that's happening a lot. But you said you're taking a break from social media, so
Yeah.
you're missing out on the free
Huge
stuff.
relief.
See, now you guys motivating me to go back.
No.
Take,
And it's
take
like
your
better.
break.
You're not
You
mindlessly
needed it.
scrolling through your
That's
phone.
it. Mm-hmm.
Well, ladies,
Oh, one of my other goals was to find a boyfriend, and that stopped. How am I supposed to
Yeah.
date? There's no restaurants open or bars.
that is true.
That
Well,
was like
maybe
my
you
third
could
Well, you
use
can
one of
really
those
get to know
apps.
a person.
But where are they gonna take me out on a date? To the park? Down the street?
Now you can just really get to know them. The whole,
The supermarket?
who knows how many months before
Well,
you
maybe
even
traveling with us, with Latino World Travelers. You never know who you can meet.
Serena, have you
But we can't go anywhere now.
Serena,
right?
But we can plan
Yeah.
trips for later.
have you seen the show Love is Blind on Netflix?
No, I haven't.
I was watching it. Is
I
it
haven't seen
good?
it yet.
That will
Which-
give you some idea.
We should do a Netflix party. We should do a Netflix
I'm down.
party.
Yes, it's hilarious. Kind of feel guilty watching it, but pretty entertaining.
Yeah. Dating life stop, social life stop. All right, so I'm gonna look that up.
I'm going to pause the recording